Hi folks, and welcome back to Fishing with Den. Well, how many of you use these things? These are line stops, and I'm sure most of you have seen them by now, but for those of you that haven't, basically all they are is there's your line, there's a float, and it stops the float, or possibly a ledger bomb, sort of from moving up and down. And they are very useful, and they are very, very popular. And they aren't actually all that expensive. I think it's sort of like £2 or £3 for a packet of these things. These ones happen to be the Guru ones, which have sort of super grip. I can't remember exactly what they are, but all the big manufacturers make them. And as I say, really useful. But how many of you get to a point where it's the end of the day, or you've trashed your rig somehow, and you've cut it all off, and you're going to redo it and start again? So you cut it off, taking the float off, and then you're just going to throw these in the bin. Well, I know they aren't all that expensive, but why throw them in the bin? There's a couple of things you can do to reuse these things. And the first one, of course, is if you just trash that rig and you're making up another rig, you can literally connect this to another piece of line. So let's assume that this is our new piece of line, and this is the one we had it on. All you do is make a loop in here, just a simple overhand knot, pull it, not terribly tight, and then grab the line you want to put it onto. Hopefully I'm getting all this. Just put that through like that, and just hold these two ends here, and then just pull this one down. In fact, if I now, I've got it to the knot, just pull it all the way through, and there you go. So there was the one we had to start with. Sorry, I'm looking up at the camera up there, make sure I've got this on the zoom in camera, and this is the new one, and it's as simple as that. So that's if you wanted to change it onto just another one straight away. But what about if you decided that you wanted to put it back onto the actual little sort of holder thing here? And you do exactly the same thing again. Just, in fact, if we use this, this is the small one. I'll just get rid of this raggy end that's on here. All you do is you literally open up the little wire thing, and that's the problem. As you know, or a lot of you do, I've got arthritis. So I'm going to use a knot picker and see if I can put that into there somehow. This is the problem I always have with these things. Because it's made out of wire, it doesn't actually open up very well. I mean, normally they've got these little loops on here, but as soon as you pull one off, you've ended up with a squashed up loop. The other thing is, when I actually do get to be successful sometimes, if I've done it a few times, I end up with the wire breaking, and then I'm completely, well, I've had it. I mean, there's nothing you can do at that point, is there? So, what do I do? Well, I've already shown you the first way of doing things, but secondly, instead of using one of these again and putting it back on, I just get one of these key fob things. These were lying around the house, and I just happened to come across them when I was looking for them the other day. And what you do is, I actually take the ring off. You could actually do this with the ring, but I'll show you this in a second. I actually tie a loop of line onto here. This is one I prepared earlier, of course. So there it is, just a loop of line, and it's ready to accept this stop here. So again, all we do, find the end in. Oops, told you my fingers didn't work. Right, just put that into the loop, like that. Pretty poor light conditions today, I'm afraid, as well. There's a tropical cyclone coming in, so it's a bit dull still. Okay, so just a simple overhand knot on there with probably about 3 centimetres, 2.5, 3 centimetres tag end. Take the stop, pull it down to there, and then just pull it on. This one, now it gets pulled off, it just literally comes away in your hand. If you can't really hold it like me, just put a knot picker in, pull that back down, and that's it, ready for the next one. Now the beauty of this is, of course, that, there you go, nice and open loop. Yeah, eventually it'll break, but you can get a few of these on here. So what we'll do then is we put this one on to here. That was the smallest of the Guru line stops, by the way. This is the largest one, so we'll just do the same with this one. Through the loop, overhand knot, your fingers will work. That's a little bit more than I normally use, but that's okay. And then just pull down all the way gently. Whoops, there we go. And knot picker in again, pull it down, and there we are. So that's two of them on there now, and we've still got a nice open loop. So really, that's all there is to it. It's a great way to save money, and the other thing is with these things, you've got something to pull against. If you're pulling these back onto a line, as I showed you before, let's actually do that one more time, just to be on the safe side. So, as I said, just push that onto there, overhand loop, like that. And then you can hold on to this, especially if you've got cold fingers or arthritic fingers, pull it back through, and you're there. There we are, job done. So that's just saved you, well, not an enormous amount of money, but it saved you a lot of money over the period of time. But also for me, as many of you know, I live in Australia these days, so to get some of these across from England, which is where I have to get all my fishing tackle from, it can take me about 3 weeks to do. So this way, I should never run short, and neither should you. So that's it, guys. Another money saving tip for you for this week. And that's it for the video, I'm afraid. See you next time. Bye for now.